Good morning, this is Jo from jojoebi.com and the Kaizen Revolution. And today, we're not going to do a power hour this week. So I did the power hours for the last 4 weeks, and I always did them in the mornings around this time. But quite a few people said that they could never join live, or they found it difficult to watch the replay because of the timings. So I'm going to do them again in November. So I'm going to repeat the whole lot again, but I'm going to do them at a different time zone. Well, different time, so it's better for people in a different time zone. So it's looking like Tuesdays at 8 or maybe 8:30 p.m. Japan time. So that would be, they've just changed the clocks. We're either 8 or 9 hours ahead of GMT. So you'll have to work that out wherever you are. Anyway, so I'll do them again. And if you're on the email list, you're going to get the emails with a reminder. And yeah, so I'm not doing the big power hour today. I just wanted to jump on and talk a little bit about getting stuff done. So I think most of you know my story, that I started 10 or more years ago. Obviously, Ebikun was a baby at the time, and I had to get stuff done around him. And I know this is a really hard time, and a lot of people struggle here because, you know, kids are not very cooperative when it comes to trying to run a business around them. They'll decide, well, for me, Ebikun went through a stage where he always had a nap at, say, 1:30. He'd go down for a nap till 3 o'clock. And then one day, suddenly everything changed and he didn't want to nap at that time. And I got into the routine of getting stuff done in that time. So him suddenly deciding, no, I'm not going to do a nap, kind of screwed up my schedule. So you have to be really flexible when you've got little ones. And again, when kids are sick, you need to be more flexible. And I think part of the beauty of running your own business, and especially running a business from home, is that you can fit your schedule around the family. So for example, yesterday was a school holiday. So the kids had to go to school on Saturday. They had like an observation class and then the Mirai Matsuri in the afternoon, which we didn't actually go to, but that's a different story. And then Monday was a holiday because they'd been to school Saturday. So Ebikun had been feeling very tired recently. He's gone through a growth spurt, or he's going through a growth spurt, so he's eating like a horse and wanting to sleep more than usual. Like, it's very unusual that he's not up by 5:30 on his own accord. And the last week or so, he's really struggled to get out of bed. In fact, this morning I had to go and wake him up, which is, I haven't done that for years. And it looks like he's coming down with a cold. So he's feeling a bit, low and just needed a bit of TLC. So yesterday I took the day off basically, and we spent some time reading, and we watched some stuff on TV and just generally hung out. So I was able to do that because I've got my stuff organised. So I'll show you my bujo. You can see I've got things written down. Now, these 3 things were the things that I really, really wanted to get done. So I knew it was a holiday, but usually on these holidays, he goes off and plays. You know, if this weather's good, which it was yesterday, he'll go out and play with his friends, and I don't see him all day. Or we'll go out for the day and perhaps go into Tokyo or something. But he didn't want to do that. He just wanted to stay home. So in my bujo, I got a power hour. I usually do this on a Monday, where I just tie up any loose ends, finish off emails or whatever needs doing. The Montessori, I can't read backwards, Montessori bundle emails. This is actually a friend's got a big bundle of Montessori stuff, so I wanted to send an email out to my people about it. And Lister Floral Planner on Etsy. So they don't look like massive jobs. The Montessori one, I needed to gather all the information to do that, and I couldn't actually do it because the girl who's promoting it, her website was down, so I didn't finish that. The power hour I managed to do, I got quite a few things checked off with that. And the floral planner, even though that sounds like one simple step, there's actually several steps, because I needed to make the images, I needed to do the keyword research, I needed to write the description. The one file, the A4 size file, was already made, so I needed to make it or convert it into a US letter size. So there were several steps within that one step that needed doing. So what I did was basically left the computer on all day, and then kept going and doing 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there. So while he was, what did he do yesterday? So he spent some time reading his own book. So while he was reading, I went and did a bit on the computer, and then we'd have lunch or whatever. He's a really slow eater, so while he was finishing the rest of his lunch off, and I'd already scoffed mine, I went and did another 10 minutes. When he went in the bath, I went and did a bit more. So I spread out the job over the day, which isn't the way that I prefer to work. I prefer to just sit down and get it all done. But yesterday I wanted to spend time with him, so I just broke it up. And because I've broken it into tiny little steps, it was like, right, 10 minutes, I'm going to do the keywords, bang, bang, bang. 10 minutes, going to write the description, boom, done. So I think often people feel like it's a disadvantage when they've got kids at home or they've got little ones underfoot. But I actually think it's a really good way of pushing you to be more productive, because you have to get it done. There's no faffing around. There's no, oh, I'll just have a look on Pinterest first. I'll just check this out. I'll just check that out. You've got 10 minutes to get something done. You utilise those 10 minutes. Bang, in there. So as long as you can get out of the habit of checking Facebook first, or I'll just read this, or I'll go and do that, and instead deciding what is the job you're going to do in that 10 minutes that you've got, and going and doing it, no distractions. And this is the way I worked completely when Ebikun was a baby and when he was a toddler, before he went to kindergarten. Like, all my jobs were split into kind of 10-minute chunks, and I would do it around his schedule. So while he was finishing his lunch, I would go and do another 10 minutes, or it's often 20 minutes, because he's really slow. And in that way, I could get a lot done, but it just meant I was doing it in tiny chunks rather than sitting down and thinking, right, I've got 3 hours to work here. So, and I still often do it that way. I think it became a bit of a habit, but it's also a really cool way to be super productive, because you can get a lot done in 10 minutes if you are very focused. So it's really good for focusing and, yeah, basically getting stuff done. So I just wanted to share that don't think you are particularly at a disadvantage because you've got kids at home. And I know it's difficult, and I know if you've got more than one kid, it's even more difficult. And if you've got 4 or twins that are causing chaos or whatever, then obviously you've got less time and it is more difficult, and I appreciate that. But by using the method where you can break things down and just nip in and do 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there. So I leave the computer on so that I can just dive straight in. It's probably not the best thing to do, especially, it's using electricity, But yeah, that's the way that I do it. I just leave the computer on, so I don't have to wait each time for the computer to boot up, and split everything into the smallest steps possible. So researching keywords, writing the copy, making the images for the photos for the listing. I broke all these down into tiny steps so that I could do it really quickly. So yeah, if you've got any questions about that, give me a shout. Or if you struggle with something particular, or if you find it hard to break things down into tiny chunks, let me know and I can give you some tips or whatever with that. Right, I'll see you over in Mums That Rock. If you've got any questions, give me a shout. And I will be popping in with just little tips this week rather than the big power hour. And we'll get back to the power hours next week, because tomorrow is November, in fact. yeah, well, we'll start them next week because yesterday I had the day off, kind of, and Friday is a national holiday as well, so I've only really got these 3 days to get everything in. Okay, yeah, I'll see you over in Moms That Rock. Thank you for joining. If you like this, give it a like or a thumbs up or whatever you do. Give it a share if somebody will make use of it. And yeah, I'll see you over there.